Let's talk about basic tracking in After Effects and Premiere Pro. This is a real simple way to incorporate After Effects into your video editing workflow. It's also a really useful way. So let's just get right into it. And I've got a clip here on my timeline that I shot at the Kansas State Fair from the gondola that goes over the whole fair. And you can see I've got this shot with lots of dynamic motions. Maybe not a great shot, but it does have this motion that involves sort of swaying back and forth movement. And I want to track a title in here just to show you how to do that and to show you the complexity that After Effects can handle with a tracking task. So what I'm going to do is if I right click on this clip and I replace this with an After Effects composition, it's going to open up in After Effects, and there we see the clip. And what I'm going to do is go over here to where all of these little drawers, these are called drawers, where all these drawers are, and I'm going to click on the tracker. And I have some options here that I want to do, and in this case what I want to do is I want to track motion. And so if I select track motion, it's going to put a track point, a single track point on this clip. And that's what I'm going to use if I wanted to just track very basic XY motion, the position of something. In this case, I don't want to do that. I want to track position, I want to track rotation, and I also want to track scale. So the way that I do this is I come in here, zoom in, and I need to move my little track points to an area in the clip that has high contrast. In this case, it's that edge of that trailer, and then I'm going to move this track point over here to this area. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And the way these track points work is the inside box is sort of the bounding area around the thing you want to track, and the outside box is kind of the area in which you want to track it. It sort of controls the precision of the track. Once that's all good, you can see my play it is at the start, and I'm going to select Analyze Forward, and you will see that it's going to get to work and kind of do its thing. And there we go. If I zoom this out to fit, you can see there are my track points. Let me just quit mail here. Stop that. Okay. There are all of my track points laying there in my layer window like lovely rivers of keyframes. So in this case, I'm going to put some title text on here, and I'm going to right click down in my timeline and go to New Text and add a new text layer. Click on the text horizontal type tool, and I'm going to just add it right here. In this case, I'm going to call this Aerial View and change the color of this to green just so we can see it. Now I'm going to reposition this so it fits right there, and I'm going to rotate this, hit W for rotate, and rotate this so that I have it right there is the way I want it. Now to track this, because right now it's not tracking, you see it's just sitting there. To track this to my tracking points, what I want to do is select my text right here, and I'm going to go to the tracker drawer, and I'm going to choose motion source, and I'm going to choose the name of the clip that appears down here. In this case, it's IMG 2268. There it is. And then it's going to throw me to that particular clip, and I can see over here, here's the tracker for the clip IMG 2268. And so right now, I have the current track, and the track type is position, rotation, and scale. And I want to edit the target. So I'm going to click on Edit Target, and I have a choice of what I want to put this on. I only have one thing that I can put it on right now, which is Aerial View. That's the title text that I made. So I'm going to make sure that's selected, and then hit OK. And once that's selected, and I can check here, it's going to be on there. And you can see the motion target here now is Aerial View, and I'm going to apply that. And when I say Apply, it's going to give me some options. In this case, I want the X and Y dimensions to be tracked. If I pull that down, you'll see I have some other options, but I want X and Y, and I hit OK. And I can test this out to see if it worked. And indeed, it does. It looks like it's tracking. Now it did move from its initial location, and what I'm going to do is just adjust the anchor point. And you can see the anchor point will allow me to sort of slide this thing to where I want it to be. And that is how you can track something real simply onto a text. Sort of inserts it into a 3D view. Now, if you want to take this to the next level, a real easy way to do that is to, let's say what this is missing to sell this effect is some shadow that's cast on the top of this trailer. You can see there's sunlight coming in and the shadows of these people and the trees and all this stuff. So I'm going to put some shadows there. And a real easy way to accomplish this is to duplicate my text. And then I'm going to actually delete all of these keyframes so that I have, you can see I have a second copy of this that's just stationary. And what I'm going to do is first change this from a 2D layer to a 3D layer. And the way to do that is to go down here and make sure that this 3D little box is visible. And if you don't see that, you can click on switches and modes down here to make sure that the 3D is visible. And when it is, you click on this little enable 3D for that layer. And that allows me to rotate it in the X, Y, and Z rotation. So I can come in here and I can just flip this thing down and sort of rotate it until it looks like it's in the position that I want. I'm going to sort of move this thing a little bit closer, like it would be if it were a shadow. Let me just fiddle with that. I know it's exciting to watch me fiddle with this to make it line up, but I'm not going to do a perfect job. I'm just going to sort of quick and dirty. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. I need to change it to a shadow color. So I'm going to go up here to the character panel and change it from green to, let's say I'm going to try and match this shadow color on the edge of the trailer. Here we go. And I'm also going to add a blur. And again, I'm just going to do this super fast. I could take my time and do a better job. I'm going to add a Gaussian blur to this and turn the blurriness up and maybe drop the opacity slightly. There we go. And now you'll notice that it's coming off of the trailer. It's just the same text. So I'm going to have to cut that out using a mask. And I'm going to use a mask to do this and use a little mask right here to go around that. And then there you can see that now I have this thing ready to go. What I'm going to do is I need to make sure that it tracks. And the way to accomplish that is to use this little parenting pick whip and drag it and parent it to the one that's actually motion tracked. And now it's tracked. There we go. And for the final little touch, I'm going to go in here and go to the animate and add a skew and sort of skew this thing so that the angle of the sun kind of matches. And that's how we do that. We just sort of, that's a little bonus tracking thing. That kind of makes it look like it's actually there, which it isn't. It's an illusion. And that's how you can track. Oh, the best part is, which I forgot to mention, I can just save this, and then if I tab back to Premiere Pro, there it is. It's going to actually be right there in my timeline, ready for me to incorporate into my project. So that's how that works. That is tracking between Premiere Pro and After Effects.